Well, we have spent a lot of time talking about germs recently, from how your kids easily spread them to where they're lurking in your home. And as flu season approaches, we all want to know how to stay healthy. So how can we? We asked Dr. Germ to share his latest research.
I hate to brag, I have bigger microscopes than that, but
He goes by Dr. Germ.
today that's kind of the technology we use too.
This University of Arizona microbiologist has spent years studying the spread of germs.
You're always gambling with germs. The idea is to keep the odds in your favor.
Big names like Purell and Clorox hire him to see if their products actually work.
That's what I've liked a lot about, is really being able to work with industry and look at this. And so we act as a third party. If they did it, nobody would believe them. And I always tell them the difference is whether it works or not, I still have a job tomorrow.
But he's found a lot of them do work, which is good news for you in the battle to stay well, if you know where the germs are. Cold and flu viruses can live for 2 days on surfaces like your fridge handle or a shopping cart. Noroviruses up to a month.
You'll find 90% of the shopping carts have E. coli, probably because putting baby bottoms in the shopping carts and from the raw meat products in there too. So shopping carts were far worse than we ever thought until we started doing those studies. But
The break room in your office is another germ hotspot. The handle on that coffee pot likely covered in bacteria, according to Dr. Germ. And if you have a sink with a sponge at your work office place, you probably shouldn't use it. Dr. Germ said they found E. coli in the coffee cups of workers who did.
Might be harder to avoid the germs you're probably carrying with you right now.
cell phones are great mobile devices for germs. They make them a lot mobile. There have been outbreaks in hospitals from cell phones. So most people actually talk dirty all the time without realizing it because they're contaminating those phones.
Their research even found MRSA on phones, so wipe those down often with alcohol. And if you're flying out for the holidays, you'll want to throw some disinfectant wipes in your carry-on.
Those trays in front of you are pretty bad. We found influenza virus, norovirus, cold viruses on those trays, viruses that cause skin infection, because they don't have enough time to clean and disinfect those.
But the easiest place to get sick is still your own home.
The virus moves into a home, like say a child comes into a home with a cold, within 4 hours it'll be on 90% of the surfaces. It's that fast.
Dr. Germ says the best thing you can do to keep the germs you picked up outside from coming inside your home is to just wash your hands every time, first thing when you get home, and have your kids do the same. Even easier, he suggests keeping a bottle of hand sanitizer right by the front door.
You don't need to really clean and disinfect every surface in your home every day. That's too much. We found just simple interventions is all you really need to make a big difference.
Do you feel like you get sick less often?
Yes, I do.
Stay here.
Okay, so when it comes to the cold or flu virus, we learned that it can survive on a surface for 2 days. That is what we asked our AZ family viewers on Facebook. So here is the result of that poll. Most people did say 2 days. They got that one right. But, you know, Dr. Germ says he goes a couple of years at a time without getting a cold. So I'm going to listen to them.
Definitely.
He says that even kids who get sick 3 to 4 times more often than adults can cut that number in half if they just wash their hands more often and use hand sanitizer. So
I went home worrying about the underwear from what he was saying
you very
yesterday.
much. That was
that kind of stuck with me.
Speaking of this, did he say anything about this, whether it really does work?
He does.
Oh,
Yeah.
he does.
In fact, is this, no, it's not Purell. So Purell and Clorox are two of the, it still works, but I was to say, Purell and Clorox are two of the brands who hired him to test their products, and he said they work. And you know, he's been doing this for decades, and he said it's really encouraging because we've got these products now that work, they stop the spread of germs. Obviously, what we've shown you the last couple of days is that germs are everywhere. They're worse in some spots than others, but it's encouraging because he said over the last couple decades in his line of work, he's able to say, you know, now we've got ways to fight back though. The big thing is to stop the spread of germs. They're on the shopping carts, but if you immediately wash your hands afterwards, you're fine. If you get on a plane, there's germs, but wipe it down, you're fine.
Don't you think there's just some people who are just prone to getting sick?
Oh,
Doesn't it just
definitely.
boil down to your immune system and how?
Yeah. So those people should work extra hard.
Exactly.
You should loan them some of your
Get the name
Well,
right.
let's see. Of the four of us, who's called in sick the most?
Tess.
She's not even here to defend herself.
Poor Tess.
It is what it is.
But it's true.